welcome back. It's day 13 on the new account. I recorded a whole video about Apocalypse 1 on a new account, but unfortunately, OBS did not capture the game footage. I'm sure it's something I did wrong with OBS, but a little bit frustrating there. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of talk you through where this account is. We're almost 2 weeks in, and talk you through, if you're in a similar position, what you should consider progressing on and what our plan is going into the Assassin's Creed event. So the biggest thing that we did was get the first chest in Apoc 1. So just in talking through how we did that, it's very frustrating. I can't show you the run because I've already saved it and it didn't record. But the key pieces is we got Sun Wukong. We got him to 60 and we put our best gear on him. He was our mage damage dealer, including this artifact we got from the guild shop. This is just such a big purchase and so impactful early game to get access to those artifacts. The other thing that was such a big piece of this was we used all of our skill crystals for legendary chasing this AoE damage reduction on Pharisee. The reason being is we want to mitigate AoE damage and we want to progress in Gear Raid 2, and this is going to be a huge help there. It was unfortunate we were mostly hitting the other skills, but we did get 2 in there. There was a potential none of them would have gone there, and that could have been very frustrating. I see we can promote him. Let's go ahead and do that as well. He's just so impactful for helping with the boss content. Silas was our other damage dealer with Numera. Going into next week, I think we will try to get her to level 60 and promotion grade 6. She is just such a slaps on the boss, and if we're going to use Silas as another single target damage, getting their Star Piercer bonus together is helpful. The other major thing that we did is we leveled up Nasande to level 50 to be a cleanser for phase 3, although we didn't quite make it there. We leveled Zazni up to 40, and he was able to survive with Stam gear, and he was our cleanser, offensive cleanser in phase 2, and that was very helpful to push more damage into the boss. And then our other superstar, Drago, we got to 50, and she is just huge for putting this debuff up, damage reduction. So just between him doing flat 20% damage less with this, as well as Pharisee's damage reduction, we're just able to not really struggle to deal with the damage despite not having level 60 characters, despite not having the best gear. So we're taking 15% off on this side and 20% off in the other directions. So it really is huge. So thoughts going forward for this week. What's the plan? I think the plan will be to progress through Gear Raid 2. Once we can clear level 18, then we will be able to pick one of the original legendary lords. We get a lord selector item. So I'm leaning towards Leia right now. The reason being, generally the classic advice is Toreador, but we don't have a lot of nightmare units. So Sun Wukong is our best nightmare unit, but also he's a watcher unit with Leia. Leia will buff Diao Chan, who's probably another major piece of this account. The other big thing is if we look at they just released a video today about the Assassin's Creed collab, and we get Ezio for free, and he is a watcher as well as an arbiter. So unless we want to run an epic lord with him, I think watcher will be the way to go. I've also never picked Leia as my first legendary lord. I've generally always picked Hoarder, so this is also an experiment to see how impactful that is. So I think we have a plan for that. Once we do that, we really want to push up into the 19s. And the reason that this is a big deal is going from 18 to 19, we unlock a lot of different things that will drop for us. We start to get Maverick keys. We get these materials that essentially the best gear in the game right now comes from crafting materials. So I believe when we clear the 18s, we unlock gear dungeons, which also drop these crafting materials. So being able to progress there is going to help the account a lot. The 19s also unlock tier 2 gear, and this gear is just significantly better than the tier 1 gear. It's a straight upgrade, so we're definitely going to do that. Next week, we also will be able to progress to Elite Void Rift. So we're going to see if we're able to continue to progress and get further into Void Rift. So that's something else to look forward to. We also will have the option, I believe, of getting into this tower. So it's telling us when we unlock all the stages 19, this is another place where you can get free resources, Tower of Deception. So really what we want to be doing right now is maximizing our resources. We want to minimize our use because we have Assassin's Creed collab confirmed for the 20th of the month. We got about 2 weeks to save. We did pull down for Sun Wukong, but that's okay. We're already back up at about 50 summons when you combine all of this. Our goal is to at a minimum have 200, but we'd like more for the Assassin's Creed collab. I think what we can do now is do our guild boss. I'm interested to see how we can do with Sun Wukong. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. I messed up all of my gearing doing the Apoc one, and I'm going to get everyone geared back up, then we'll come back and do these guild boss rounds. Alright, so we're back. We're going to use Orin as an assist. Although he's AoE, he's a great debuffer, so we're going to see what we can do with this. The funny thing, but is when you start running a Sun Wukong for yourself, you give up everyone else's Sun Wukong that's in the assist. So that's kind of a funny issue you run into. All right. So we're going to at least hold ults until Diao can come up and give us her inspiration. And let's see, is there anyone's ults we don't want to put on auto? That seems like a good place. So we'll just wait for the shield to come up before we pop ults initially. So significantly more damage. And our Sun Wukong is slapping, even outdoing Orin here. Which we're kind of using Orin more as a debuffer than he is damaged, but and obviously he's better than everyone else that we have besides Sun Wukong. So to some degree that just speaks to how good Sun Wukong is, but also how good Orin is and how much better he is than all of our others. Although he's probably better geared too. He's probably in that account's best gear as well. So I might hold ults here. I think the only issue that we may have is this last shield. But let's take a look. Nope, no problem. So the goal here is to be able to get to 18,000, and 18,000 especially without an assist, just so we can lock in an auto. We're not quite there yet, but I feel like we're progressing really fast compared to where we were. Oh, we lost our Silas, but we're right here at the end. Lost Yao. 5 seconds, 10 seconds left. Not a problem. So that's huge progress from where we were a couple days ago. We are up to all but the last chest, so 6.5. And the exciting thing here is once you get up to this chest, you start getting access to essentially the best resource in the game with the soul stones, the Lord Soulstone, and the Unpolished as well. So just having those as potential options is huge. It's unlikely, but a good option. So here, even if we can get the bottom chest, that's great, but getting 6,500 is where we once again unlock the best potential rewards. So let's take a look and see who we're going to select for our assist. We really want some damage and a lot of single target. Unfortunately, most people single target is Sun Wukong that we've used previously, so having our own kind of takes away from that, but we'll keep refreshing. I did see Valeria earlier with almost 20,000 attack. If I see that again, that will probably be our take here. Low attack overall, we can consider that as an option as well, though. I think we're going to go with this Valderon. Having 21,000 attack, he is going to hit hard. So our goal is to get up to that 65k. I'm not sure we have the umph, but even if we make it to the 1.5, I feel like we're doing well there. Really, it's about surviving the first, getting through the first shield, and then pumping as much damage as we can after that. So we should have the first shield coming up. Not a problem. So we are at that first chest, which is good. It will be interesting to see. Yesterday I wasn't able to, but we have significant gear and character improvements since then. So if we can push up to that 6,500, I do think I will need to hold the ults though, because we will have to go through that second shield. I don't foresee us. Yeah. Yeah, I don't foresee us being able to beat it without getting through that second shield. And here, even with all the ults, we weren't able to as well. We have some mobs. Some of them were able to survive, but even so, I don't think we'll come back around to everyone and be able to survive this. But we are still getting first chest on Nightmare 4 inside 2 weeks. I think that is great progress. So Valderon, man, he just does not want to die. If we could potentially, I think he's gonna die here. Yeah, I feel like if we put anyone else down, they would have died. So if he somehow still had an invulnerability, we could have tried to push through. So hopefully this second video saves. I guess I live and I learn, and I need to be careful with how that works. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you're doing in Guild Boss and Apocalypse. What's working for you? What's not? What's your plan to manage your resources going into this next week to try to grow your account? Thanks and have a great day.